Hey guys, it's just me. I figured I'd try to finish my story a little bit. So I got with the guy in August, and then we moved in together in October, and then I turned 18 in March, got married in May, and then after we got married, the honeymoon was horrible. We went down to the lake. His ex-wife's brother showed up. And then that's all we did was talk about his ex-wife the whole night. That was like the worst honeymoon you could have imagined. And then we went back to the house and he tried to make it up to me. I mean, there was no point. And then I got pregnant with our daughter. And then the whole 8 months that I was pregnant while I was with him, he'd just go to another woman's house, like every single weekend. I'm not talking every other weekend or anything like that. I'm talking every single weekend. He wanted to hang out with her and party with her and be with her. And even during the week, he would be on the phone with her for an hour or longer, just talking to her. And that went on for 8 months. And I just could not take it anymore, and I went to my mom's. And then our daughter was born. And I went back to my mom's after she was born because he came to the hospital. And he was trying to apologize while we were there. He stayed. But I went back to my mom's. And I stayed there for about a month, with them coming in and out, apologizing. And then I just was stupid enough to go back and try to work it out. Of course, this was after the other woman moved out of town, away from us. So I figured it'd be okay. I didn't have anything to worry about, right? Wrong. Yet, I went back to him. And it went okay for a few months. He went to the oil field and was gone for a week or better, and then only home for a few days. So we really didn't fight because he wasn't around. Yet I still had to get on WIC. I still had to get on EBT. I had to get on everything just to take care of me and my daughter because he really wasn't giving me much money. He was paying the bills, but he wasn't really giving me anything to take care of us with. So I had to use the state, go to food closets, had to go to thrift stores for clothes and shoes and stuff like that. And then for shampoo and stuff, I had to go to the food closets to get shampoo, toilet paper, toothpaste, toothbrushes, the stuff you had to have, laundry detergent and all that, which back then I actually had to wash our clothes in the bathtub and hang them up all through the house to dry. And then he made me a clothesline outside so I could at least hang up our clothes outside in the summertime so they could dry. My mom went and bought us a washing machine so I could actually have a washing machine to wash our clothes with. That was really nice of her. Then we fought off and on when he came back after a few months after all that. I guess he was upset that my mom bought me a washing machine. We fought, and then anytime I'd want his attention, we'd fight. He would push me, hit me, knock me down, just really abusive and mean. And so we broke up. And I had my sister move in with us, which I didn't really talk to the landlord at the time. It was just a real quick thing. And he came over and fought, and he was drinking, of course. And he went to the landlord and told her, and she came over, and I explained everything, yet she pretty much kicked my sister and her 2 kids out. And I just was like, I'm gonna go stay with her then. So I went and stayed with her for a little while. And then we tried to work it out. So I went back to him. And then I got pregnant again with our son. And of course we fought. And my sister, my other sister, was going to have surgery. And she asked if I could come up and help her with her kids, because she wouldn't be able to do anything for a few months after the surgery, because she was getting like a liposuction thing, and she wouldn't be able to get up and move around and take care of her kids. So she asked me to go up there and help. So I said yeah. And of course me and hubby fought, and we broke up. I went and stayed with my other sister for a little while. And he come up, had me sign a paper and everything, because he was getting his income tax back, and he didn't want me to screw him over. Of course, I'm not like that anyway. I wasn't going to. I didn't care. I just wanted to stay away from him, because he was very abusive and mean, and I didn't want to be with him, especially considering he was seeing another woman again. And he was staying at her place, I guess, in her guest house or shed or something. That's where he was staying at the time. Since we didn't have the trailer or anything anymore that we were renting. And then I signed it. I didn't care. He gave me a little bit of it so I could get our daughter some clothes and stuff like that. And my sister decided not to do the surgery, so I went and stayed with my other sister and my mom off and on, because they lived pretty close together. And then about this time I was 5 months along, and it was time for my doctor's appointment. And he came by and said that he'd take me. He wanted to take me, and he was apologizing. And so I let him. Found out that we were having a boy, which I already knew, or at least I had that feeling. We went ahead and got back together again, and we went and stayed at his sister's in her basement for a little while, until she was having a fit wanting her house back. So he went and got a place for a little while, and then we didn't stay there but maybe a month. So we went and stayed at his dad's after that, and we would fight off and on. And he went to Oklahoma for college to be a welder. So at the time I was staying at his dad's, trying to clean the house. stuff because his dad worked, of course, but his dad had dogs, and of course they'd go to the bathroom on the floor all the time, and it was disgusting. And I'd have to constantly clean up that. And then I gave birth to our son. My water broke in his kitchen. And at this time, hubby was back, but he was out frog gigging or something. I don't even remember, fishing, something. My water broke, so he had to come back and take me to the hospital. Of course, he didn't get back for like 2 hours, so I was there in labor, waiting on him for 2 hours to get back to take me to the hospital after my water broke. Yet, usually it takes a while anyway, but still, I was there in pain. And, went to the hospital. They said yes, in fact, my water did break, that I was fixing to have the baby, yet it was complicated. I guess our son changed his mind at the last minute. He didn't want to come out, so they had to do an emergency C-section. And then